Good afternoon, everybody. I am the Perchy from the Perchy TV. I'm joined by my mate Brian DAGUL just over here. I think this is going to be quite an enjoyable one, Brian, because I got the message from you going, Perchy, are you going live? I need to vent. So what do we do, Brian? I let you onto my platform to let it all out. And guys, welcome along if you're here. Smash the likes on the way in. We'll get into it, Brian. How are you, first of all?
When it comes to everything apart from this football team, there's issues that will get resolved. When it comes to this football team, I am beyond furious. I'm gonna try my hardest not to get my Levy Tourette's going.
Of course, we're gonna try and not get completely ad revenue destroyed as I have done for the last 3 streams I've had. It's all about let's be polite. Someone said my sound's not synced. Does it seem fine for you?
Looking at me and you sharing it via StreamYard looks fine, but obviously it's what YouTube is doing.
Okay, if that's the case, I mean that I can't. Ricky saying sound is fine. It's just Ron Rude saying it. Sorry about that, guys. If it's the problem, just let me know. And I'll try and fix it accordingly. First of all, let's say a big shout out to the guys who are in the chat. Naru was here ages ago. He's been here for over an hour waiting up. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. Big up, Kate. Much love to you. Hope you're doing well. Big up, Danny. It's an absolute wreck. Big up, Harry Wood. Hope you're doing well, mate. Enoch out. Just saying Enoch out, as you do. The main man.
So good he named it twice.
Yeah, exactly. So good to say it twice. Exactly. Big up, Koff, mate. I think you're going to come on in a bit. I think you've got some work. Customers have turned up. Big up, Danny Glover. Hope you're doing well, mate. God, we've got a load of you in here. Rooty2, Real One, Lily White Lane. Go subscribe to Lily White Lane. Young lad and doing his thing. Go over there and support. We support everyone here, no matter what you say. TV off. DAGUL and Perchy rant on. Exactly. The rant is on. We're going to go into it. Big up the cousins. The sheriff is here. Big up. Who else we got? We got Philly. Big up Perchy, my brother Brian DAGUL, and everyone in the chat. Ryan Isaac, is that you from Tottenham Talk? It is Ryan Isaac. I'd like to have a rant off and leaving. Listen, we're all. Do you know what? We're going to use this as a therapy session. Just let it all off your chest. Anything you need to, let it off your chest. Big up Craig O'Sullivan.
Oh, big up Craig, brother.
Terrible preseason at the moment. It's useless. We're crap. Big up Ricky. Hope you're well. And there we go. Let's delve into it. We're hearing reports live on Savage stream earlier that Clement Longley is back in the race to come at Tottenham, and we know our feelings about Clement Longley. He is awful. He was part of that crap defense last season. Talk to me, mate. I know you're going to be raised. Let it out.
People know how Ben and I feel about this signing. First of all, he was never out of the race. Let's be serious. He was never out of the race.
He was just out of it until it became as cheap as possible, basically.
Exactly, and because other teams will be demanding too much, why spend money when you can get crap for free?
I agree.
I am so done with this nonsense. Big up to Keita, bro. I'm so done with this nonsense and the excuses that I hear from this fan base. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of, but he might be fourth choice and he's better than Davies. This is what we do. Longley is better than Dyer and Davies. Really?
Shambles, isn't it?
Really?
No,
we were told that you could play in a back 3, not in a back 4. What are we going to play next season? A back 4. Davies and Dyer are there on the books running their contracts down, whatever.
Yeah.
We can't get rid of them or won't get rid of them. But the way we're going to thank Clement Longley for being part of our worst defensive Premier record is let's put you on a contract where we're going to pay you for, let's say, a 3, 4, whatever year. This is what this football club does. It rewards failure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Do you know what it is? It's not even that we reward failure. What we do at the moment at this football club, it's actually worse than that. What we do is we look at it and go, well, we was here last year, So it makes sense. We can get him for free. Do you know what I mean? We can go and get load of defenders for free. Doesn't mean I want them at centre half at Tottenham. Do you know what? I'm going to be a little bit of a devil's advocate, a slight one for you for 1 second.
Yeah.
If we'd have gone and signed Van der Ven, Tapsoba really a month ago, hear me out, and then now we go and get Longley for free, I wouldn't be happy, but I would go, do you know what? Fine, fair enough. He's not going to start over the 3 better defenders, and we've got rid of 3 defenders in the process. I don't want him here, and you know my thoughts on this. I'm being devil's advocate for 1 second for this whole conversation. I wouldn't be as annoyed. Right now, I'm pissed off because I'm sitting there going, we need a centre half, and the first one coming in the door is going to be Clement Longley or Tosin Adebayo. Again, nothing against Tosin Adebayo. I think he's going to be a really good defender.
I really want him.
I do as well. But what I want is Van der Ven or Tapsoba. One of them at least has to come in. I'm one of those. I'm one of the advocates. I think Van der Ven will be the better one out of the 2 of him and Tapsoba. People are on the other conversation where they go, do you know what? I want Tapsoba, which is either one. Whatever your opinion is, there's not right or wrong opinion on that. I haven't got a problem with that. My issues is the first one that's going to come in is going to be Tosin Adebayo. I'm hearing he's going to be 25 million quid. So just sign Van der Ven. He was your number 1. It makes no sense. We're the only football club, and I put a real bit of rant on earlier this morning. If you haven't, guys, go over there later and go and watch it. I had a little bit of a rant because do you know what? I was in one of those, and I had to apologise on it because I was one of those who got a little bit optimistic. I went, do you know what? I fell into the Ange Postecoglou bubble and went, you know what? I'm excited for him. I think it's going to be, we're not going to be going out there buying the biggest players in the world. That we're not going to be going out there buying the Barellas, the Bastonis, the Vardials. I'm one of those. I'm quite balanced when it comes to that. I know we're not going to sign those because we're not in that conversation right now. Whether people like it or not, we're not. But I thought, do you know what? We're bringing in a manager right now. We're bringing in a manager right now that is very good at finding unknowns. He's very good at bringing in youngsters and developing them. For me, I love all that. That's what I wanted to see. And I went, do you know what? Look, Vicario. I thought, do you know what? Nothing against that. Because I sit back and I go, well, I sit back and I look and go, well, no one else has bought Raya for 40 million quid. So there's got to be a reason for it. I went, do you know what? Vicario could come good. We'll wait and find out on that. Madison, good bit of business. Probably should have been done 3 or 4 years ago, but we got it done over the line, with a relegated Leicester. Great.
Yeah.
Manos Solomon, like him. I saw him in that preseason game. Really, really liked him. But I stood from all this when people were getting really excited. I went, this fails to nothing if we don't sign centre-backs before the start of preseason. And we didn't. And we're 19 days away with the prospect of Davinson Sanchez or Eric Dyer playing at centre-half on the opening day against Brentford. Make that what you will. It's mental.
I just want to go back to what you said about Clement Longley. I'd rather play a player. Listen, if he comes in, you're stopping the pathway of people like Dorrington. You're stopping.
Yep.
Should Phillips come through the door?
Agreed.
So what we're doing is we're bringing shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to. We're bringing rubbish.
It's too late now.
And say, do you know what? You can play there just in case, and we're going to allow this trash to stop another youth development coming through, paying him whatever we are in wages that could have gone elsewhere. There is no excuse to say, do you know what? Well, he's better than Davy Sanchez. That's the bar for Tottenham Hotspur now.
Man,
okay, you're cheap and you're slightly better than the crap we've got.
Yeah.
So you'll do.
Who
does that? I would even understand it. Do you know what? If we'd gone and attacked this window and sorted defenders out and really sorted everything out quickly, and then Longley was available right at the end, and it was like, do you know what? We may need a little bit of cover.
Yeah.
Maybe. Then maybe I would change. But this is how we do it. We've signed Alfie Dorrington. to a new contract and said we've got high hopes for him. And then what we're going to do is going to say we've got high hopes for you, but what we're going to do with these high hopes that we've told you we've got is we're going to bring in a player that was part of the worst defensive record, that can't play in a centre back too. And we're going to say, oh yeah, he could, because it's a feel good factor now, and things are happy at Spurs and players have smiles on their face. He might do better. And Roots too. There's Daniel Levy wants to try. Daniel Levy is trying to get him on a free.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
He's got 1 year left on his contract, but Daniel Levy is trying to get him on a free.
But it's because we know as a club, Daniel Levy and the club know that Barcelona don't want him there. So what we're doing with Longley one, and this is my theory, is we're waiting it out for if anyone else goes in for him. Now look, links are that Marseille are linked for him. Just hypothetical. We don't know if everything's true and all that lot. But what we want to do is wait for him to go, do you know what? Let him go on a mutual consent and we'll sign him on a free and we'll get him off your books. There you go. Job done. That's my concern. And I said that, and that's the problem, the way we're dealing with things. As I said to you, be a slight devil's advocate. I wouldn't be too against. Don't want it to happen. If we'd already gone and signed two centre halves that were our number one choice, and we went, do you know what? We're just going to get him in on a 2-year deal, and it will just be there short term. Okay, great. But our biggest issue we have is we've not signed anyone, and we're creeping to the start of the season without a proper centre half. We haven't got one. People will say Romero. For me, the jury's out on him. I don't think he's a leader at the back. I think he was as much at fault. People shoot me for when I say it, but it is what it is. I just want to say, guys, before we carry on, I'll go through. There's a few questions in the chat, so get your questions as well. 16 of you guys, can we get that like button in 3 minutes? 16 of you. There's 92 in here. Hit the like button. Get this over 50 likes. That will be incredible. First of all, let's try and aim for 100 again today and get over the 100 like mark. Let's flick through here. What we got? Big up Kate. Hope you're doing well. Who's in Hoyland? Hoyland brings in 50 million. Tossing. You need to get him defender from other clubs. Yeah, I've heard there's a few other clubs wanting Tosin Adebayo, like the likes of Monaco want him and stuff like that. But this is it exactly, isn't it? Though, with it's painful. We do business so slowly.
It's something that we do so slowly. People do not want to work with him.
Yeah,
he thinks he's been clever.
You wonder why.
He thinks he's been clever over the years. Everyone being this apparently so-called expert negotiator, and doing as I said, Mbappe to Spurs. Knowing our luck, we're signing Mbop, we're signing Hansen.
Hansen, what honestly, I saw your tweet just before I went live, and I went, "How have you got a Hansen reference into Mbappe? That was brilliant."
Yeah, mate, Mbop. We go, mate. We'll end up with Mbop. But like I said, him going through this and really annoying every other chairman and club. Yeah. He thinks that he's a big man. No one likes to fear me. No one likes to deal with me. I'm the big man in the room. Well, now you're getting levied by Blackburn Rovers. Now you're having teams come out and say we will try at all expense not to deal with Tottenham because we know what's coming in. And then we end up like this. And people start off in the summer again. They reset the clock because it's a new manager. And it's going to be different this time. It's his final chance. He's got to act now. He's got to do this. He will do that. He won't let this happen. He's seen it before. He can't afford to do it. Well, here we are. People like myself, Ryan, who's in the chat, Philip, and people that have been at the protest week after week, have said the same thing and never wavered. And we get the abuse for going, don't worry, it's going to... Well, here we are. Who's right, who's wrong?
No, I agree with you. And listen, you know my thoughts about the protest. I'm very similar in the sort of Sav's view in the sense of I think it needs to be thousands and thousands. I think nothing changes because people still buy it. Me and you have spoken about this on and off and said about that. For me, I've always been on the thing is people need to stop putting money into the system until the money is flowing through the system. And unfortunately, whether we like it or not, if everyone just stopped going, it will still fill up regardless. And I've always been in that mindset. Rob C's gone, our squad is too big to go into this season with no European football. We need to get rid of at least 10 players and get 2 centre-backs in with a striker as well as Kane. So much disarray. But Rob, this is exactly it though. We don't get rid of players. We can't because we do things too slowly. Who's going in there and buying Eric Dyer now? Be honest, who? Who's going and buying, unless you're going to basically rip up contracts, but we're getting to a really, really worrying thing. As I spoke in Savage chat, we've had 1 pre-season game.
Correct.
1. We may not even have another one on Wednesday if the monsoon carries in over at Southeast Asia, by the way. There is reports that it could happen in Singapore because it's monsoon season. Say that game gets cancelled. Then what? We're all flying all the way back to play Ukraine. And then Barcelona. So we've had 3 pre-season games. Whilst not signing a centre-half, not solving the Kane saga. Where do we go? Seriously, where do we go?
It's an absolute joke.
Agreed.
It's an absolute joke. No matter what way you look at this, people were saying, do you know what? Liverpool, Man City are out there. They've got the same conditions. What? They may have the same conditions, but one thing I can assure you, and one thing I can confirm factually, is Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp have been the manager there for years. The pre-season training is exactly the same. The players that are coming, returning from their summer holidays that were at the club know the drill. The players that are incoming have been few players that they need to adapt to their world-class squads.
Yep.
You know, I mean, the new players will need a little bit longer to bed in, but the philosophy, the training, everything is the same. Whereas at Tottenham, it's been the exact opposite, where we've needed time on the pitch because we've got a brand new philosophy, brand new style of play, brand new passages of play, everything to learn. And in regards to this, we've heard this for a month.
Yeah. Listen,
with different ITK saying this.
I like Paul, by the way. Paul talks a lot. He speaks very well, and
he does
because he's not directly associated with Tottenham. I believe a lot of what he says. He's got no vested interest to sort of make stuff up. Does that make sense? Like, for example, or he's got no vested interest in. Well, I can't say that because otherwise I'm going to hurt one of my sources and stuff like that. So,
although what I will say.
Yeah, go.
What I was saying in regards to Paul O'Keefe, after the Brentford game, Ryan and I were in Enfield. We were just doing a couple of bits in Enfield, and Paul O'Keefe launched a massive tweet saying, "This summer is going to be, this window is going to be chaotic. It's going to be non-stop. It's going to be massive. Contracts will be ripped up. I can't remember word for word, but contracts are going to be ripped up." Well, here we are, 23rd, 24th of July. No contracts ripped up, and then you know what will happen? We'll rip up contracts on the final day of the window, like we did Aurier, and it'll be like, well, why the hell did you not do that before to clear the deck?
What I would say on that, and it's slightly against what you're saying, but slightly agreeing with what you're saying. It's actually I'm on the fence on this one. I have no problems if we rip up contracts on the last day of the transfer window. I have no issues with that, by the way, no issues at all. Because ideally, what that is the club basically looking to try and sell these players up until the last point. I've got no issues with that. The issues I have, though, are we should be signing players before ripping up contracts anyway. End of conversation. We should have our 25-man squad. Boom, there it is, ready, here to go. This is what we're doing. We're bringing in Van der Ven, Tapsoba. We're going to bring in this. I'm just shouting names out, so I'm not saying those, but Vlahovic, because we've got rid of Harry Kane, and we're going to bring in Conor Gallagher. Again, I'm just shouting names out. Yeah. I'm not saying we're going to get them, but... And then on the end of the window, if we haven't sold Sanchez, boom, you're gone. We haven't sold Dyer, boom, you're gone. We haven't sold Sessegnon, boom, you're gone. I'm just shouting names out. I haven't
got... Well, no, you got a point there, but the thing is as well, these players have been at the club for 6, 7, 8 years, and nothing comes in for them. Nothing.
Agreed.
So at what point do you say, do you know what? No one's coming in for them. We need to sort this stuff out right now. We need to get this done. No one's coming in. I'm not going to sit around and wait for stupid bids to come in. You've got to speculate to accumulate, and sometimes you've got to say, do you know what? This just ain't working. I can't flog this dead horse because no one is coming in for him and no one has come in for them. So do you know what? For the greater good and for the benefit of moving forward and this club progressing, we're cutting our losses. We're going to pay you off for whatever. We'll come to an agreement, but then that's it. You clear a space. You've taken the hit. You show the fans that you're not messing about this time.
I agree with you, by the way. By the way, I agree with what you're saying.
I'm not saying you don't, but this is the thing. I would understand ripping up contracts near the end if it was a player that there may have been interest in.
Yeah.
But there's certain players that need to go, and there's no interest in them.
I get that.
So you go, do you know what? We need to move on, and we need to show intent, and we need to show that we're not messing about anymore.
Yeah.
So here you go, bang, bang, you're paid off, and it looks like you're doing something, but we can't do that.
No, Brian. Again, I'm not. Either way, I'm not against either
I
side.
You were, brother.
I just want all these players that are crap out, and I want players in that I can be excited. And Rob's got a great point here. This season was a perfect opportunity for a reset, fresh approach. We've got no European football. Start again, new manager. Let's start again. Let's go. Do you know what? These 10 players we don't want. You're not in the plans. End of argument. But again, the Spurs are still providing the same result. We're apathetic towards it, and without being ruthless. It's so true, Rob, and that's the problem. We're not ruthless enough like other clubs. Other clubs would have ripped up Sanchez's contract a long time ago. Other clubs would have got rid of Eric Dyer. Other clubs would have got rid of Højbjerg a long time ago. The fact is, it's irony, is it, that Højbjerg's had his terms agreed. Let's see how long that takes for him to go, because we'll probably want 60 million quid for him when he's probably worth about 30. So it'll be interesting to see how we deal with that, because knowing our football club, we deal with things terribly. Get these players gone. Get them gone. Start again. But the problem is even if we do it now, Brian, it's too late. Whether people like it or not, and we're going to get, you know what will happen? The same people, you know who I'm talking about. The same people will come and go, what are you moaning? We signed Van der Ven. What? We signed him 7 days before the season starts. Yeah, that's a great thing to do. Yeah, we signed Tapsoba 3 games into the season. We knew at the start of the season, and I said it in my stream. I said it in the stream. My video earlier. So I said in my video earlier. What do we need? What was the prime target at the start of the window? Sign competent centre backs, and we've got 19 days for it to finish, to complete. Disgusting. Let me just see. Is there anyone in the chat? Is there any questions? I think there was a question I just pinned from Simon Davis. Big up to you, mate. Do you think these clubs are holding on to these players at the same as we are to put them in the shop window and drive up the price? No, I don't. The price is that, and it was amazing when people said about Tapsoba. Oh well, Leverkusen are just playing hardball and they're pushing up the price. Why can Aston Villa go over there and do it? Why can Aston Villa go and say, well, the price tag's 34 million quid? Well, there they go. Boom, on the table, done and dusted. We've signed you. Why is it only them that do this?
Well, do you know what? You know it's come to the point now, and to answer Simon's question is, we actually don't know. But because this has gone on year after year, window after window, season after season, you know where this is going. And the thing is, we're talking about, when they're talking, listen, if they wanted 70 million for both Van der Ven and Tapsoba, so 140 million in total, fill your boots up, haggle away. It's overpriced. It's way too much money. But when you have needed defenders so badly, and you have allowed, you got to remember, this club have allowed this to happen. Because for 3 years, they've allowed this. They had the most settled back four that we've had in our recent history, in the famous Rose, Jan, Toby, Kyle. We had the most settled back four, And we're like, oh, look at that back four. It's brilliant. There's no work that needs to be done. It's perfection. But these players leave. And then they just thought, we'll sort this out. We'll have the next load come in. And they have just sat back and allowed this defence to be the Achilles heel of this team, season after season, window after window.
Yeah.
And they do everything but address it.
Yeah.
And the more if you get mould in your bathroom and you don't deal with it, it just festers and turns into black mould. And when it turns into black mould, you've got a real big problem.
Yep.
Well, we're infested with crap defenders.
No,
and when you have crap, and you've allowed the crap to manifest, you've let it rot so badly. You need to make wholesale changes, and that comes at a premium and a cost. You've brought this on yourself.
No, mate, I absolutely agree with you. Just before we continue, guys, there's 127 of you in the chat right now, but 53 likes. So please, can you go and smash the like button, guys? And obviously, if you want to get your chat read out, pop it in the super chat, and I'll make sure I get them, because we've got a couple just come in. That's why. Big up, Mark Cousins. Much love to you. Same stuff, different year. Nothing changes. Bang on it. It is a carbon copy of the last transfer window. Carbon copy. What happened last window? We signed 3 players really quickly, and then we saw nothing for ages. Nothing. And big up to Anna Dawes. Constantly keeping players too long. Apathy from fans. We are not processing. Progressing. Other clubs are mass clearing out. What are we doing? Minimal used to buying long lace shows. All you need to know. Bang on, Anna. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, and big up to you for that. Thank you so much, both of you guys. Yeah. Big up, Dan. Welcome along, mate. How you doing, mate?
Geezer.
Morning, Brian. Morning, Perchy. How we doing?
Dan, I'm going to leave it with you. You've just come on. Hope you're doing well, mate. Big up. Big real one on the channel. Always here doing your stuff. Let rip. Say your thoughts. Go for it, mate.
I'm going to try and keep this as peaceful as I can, fellas. I have had enough, especially after something that happened yesterday, yeah? Right, I'll repeat this for a million times. We have got the biggest income in the Premier League. We are the 3rd biggest income in the sports industry. Sports industry.
Yeah.
Not just football. And as all I keep hearing off people is, yes, but we got to pay a state. Oh, but we got a couple of bills to pay. Oh, but we got that to pay. Oh, but this is good. Oh, but maybe Levy just wants to make a good deal. Bollocks. We have got the biggest income there. I'm not saying we can go out and spend £500 million that we've actually got to spend, even though legally we could do it because we've got the FFP to bloody do it. But okay, maybe we ain't got 500 million cash. I get it. I guarantee you we got more than 200 million sitting there that we could spend. And you've got someone like Levy, and we're after a player like VDV. I'm repeating myself over here, like Brian saw me last night.
Yep.
And we can't put together a poxy little 30 million deal, spread it over 5 years, whatever the contract is, and that they want another 5 million. Do you know what, mate? Have 6 million because we got that much bloody money, yeah? And we can't put together a poxy little 30 million deal with Wolfsburg, 8th place in Bayern Munich.
Mad, isn't it? Yeah, I agree.
8th place in the Bundesliga, yeah? And then we get this little bod come on, this little Phillips. Press had nothing to say or whatever, so they said something about this Phillips geezer. Maybe it's true. Okay, fine. 3 million. Okay, they look at us and they're just doing to us what other clubs have done to Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal for years. Right, we know they got big money now. We now want 5 million. Someone went and told me, well, they've changed it to 9.75 million when it's spread. Fine. Go and do it then if you want him. We got the bloody money to do it. But no, we won't do it. And you've got so many, I just see on certain chats and certain things I've spoken on and that, as all I keep hearing is excuse after excuse after excuse. Last bit. Sorry, Perch, last bit, mate.
Go.
I was one of those idiots that actually believed this stadium might do something.
I
And
was
then over
initially,
COVID
I
and
was
everything,
initially, and then I realised very quickly.
over COVID and everything, I thought, okay, fair point. Everyone was up the street, yeah. Do you know what, mate? I woke up one morning and smelt the bloody coffee. We are not a football club. Now, I understand how everything's a business now. I don't just get it, I understand it. But all the other clubs are a business and a football club. We are just a bloody business, and that is all we bloody are. And that's all I see is fans giving excuse after excuse after excuse. Mate,
Yeah.
I'm going to spark up a fag. Go on, mate.
big up, Dan. Yeah, no, you're right. Everything you say. A big up, KPV. Hope you're doing well, mate. Big up, Perchin Brian. Hope you're good. What is wrong with this club? We're a shambles. Kane has been told to sign the contract and leave this window. But do you know what? The last bit, I agree. We are a shambles, but I think the last bit's right. If Kane doesn't sign him, we have to sell him in this window. That's what proper clubs do. But what proper clubs do, get it done a long time ago. We get it sorted straight away. And that's the biggest issue. And obviously, one of the channel members, if you want to go and join the channel members and stuff, there's a little button just next to the subscribe, which should say subscribe, because you should be subscribed as well. And you should click on that little button and you can join the membership. I will be doing the membership stuff very soon over the season. So if you join the membership, stuff will be happening very soon. Big up to you guys, though. Guys, let's see if there's anything else. Anyone in the chat?
That's right.
Yeah, we are, though. That's the
right.
thing. See, Kev, everyone loves you, Dan. Everyone loves Danny. Danny is a real one. He's always here. One of the greatest pod characters out there, exactly.
Thank you.
It's
appreciated.
Big up Tyree. Big up fellas. I'd love to hear Levy break down how he sees this team. He's seen at every game, but I feel he isn't actually watching it, but it's interesting to hear what you guys have to say. I agree. I'd love to know what he sits there and watches. When he sits back and watches us and goes, there must be a situation where he goes, do you know what? Like, we must be good. I don't know what he sees. I don't know how he doesn't see it. Like, it's mad.
Mate, this is a guy that said in an interview when asked why he doesn't show emotion on matches when we score and anything, said because it's not a good luck to the other chairman and he doesn't like to insult or rub it in there. If any of us were chairman and he's a so-called fan of this football club, if Tottenham Hotspur scored a goal, I'm up and celebrating it, or at least cracking a goddamn smile. Roman Abramovich didn't even know Chelsea were till he came into football. Every time they scored a goal, he's up on there grabbing, hugging people. This man, every single time they go to his miserable sodding face, I don't show him up. This guy is a fraud. This guy, he don't see it. He don't see it. He just sees, when he walks around, all he sees is pound signs kicking a football. That's all he sees.
Well said, Brian. Well said.
He don't see Heung-min Son running down the wing. He don't see Harry Kane heading a goal. He sees a pound sign jumping in the air and going like that on my head. They're assets.
Yeah.
They're not humans. They're not players. They're not athletes. They're assets. The stadium is an asset. The training ground is an asset. The sponsorships are assets. It's asset management. He does not give a damn.
When will people bloody wake up?
I think that's you know what I think that is the key bit though. I agree with you. We need to start waking up and start doing things properly as a football club. We don't do things right. And it terrifies me that we don't do things right. We do things terribly. If the talk's a long way through, then the one thing is that Levy isn't talk to Postecoglou.
Yep. Hang on.
I agree. I said that. I said if we decide Longley, there's got to be something around there that we're doing stuff behind his back, or he's got nothing. Yeah, listen, Strip Bear's right. Listen, whether people about Abramovich is sort of this sort of situation with him, He went into Chelsea and went, do you know what? I'm going to embrace myself. He embraced the culture at Chelsea. Whether people like him or not, the first thing he did in there was embrace it. Went, do you know what? I'm going to make this team. I'm going to make this team an identity of myself. Yeah, whether we talk about the political side of the money that he gave, we're not going into that. But what he did, he went in there. Sheikh Mansour, look what he's loved in Manchester. Maybe not on the red side of Manchester, but in Manchester himself, because of what he's done for the community. Look at other owners; they do it all the time. It is yeah, and also that's the link for the membership if you want to join. Much love, thanks, Mark. Exactly. And this is Strip Bear's right. It's not necessarily about the money, but it's the fact is went in and went, do you know what? We're going to make it work. Big up Juicy, chucking a Deportivo. I know why you sent that. Me and him are both doing a bit of Football Manager banter. Deportivo La Coruña, bringing them back. If you know, you're there, get to know. Big up, proud. Sorry, mate. Jump in. Will you say something, Brian?
I'm having debates with people who are telling me, be patient. Be patient. If we get them at the end of if we get them at the end of the transfer market, the centre backs, we've got them. What are you complaining about? What I'm bloody complaining about is that if we get them at the end, okay, we got them. Well done, mate. Great bit of business. Now, another 5 games for them to sort of like, right, where are we? Manager has to get to know them and that. 15 games into the season when we've probably been spanked over about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, whatever, and that. They might be getting the hang of it, but they'll probably be so bloody depressed by it already that the team's already hit the flipping floor. Players that we've got, do you know what you and Brian said earlier? I'm in the middle there. I get both of you. Brian, you're 100% right. Do you know what? If we can't sell them, get rid of them now, buy them off now, then that means that their wages we've now got to put on other people. This is where I make you 100% right. Perch, I make you right on your side. Okay. Maybe we hang on to until the end, see if we can get a couple of mil out of them and whatever and that. If not, then get rid of them. Okay. Cool. Where's our bloody centre backs?
No,
get them. And some idiot who put a message on here earlier, mate. Just because we've income, we ain't got money to spend. Does anybody actually know how business actually works? We have got money to spend. There is no way, even though we got a stadium to pay off, that we haven't even brought in someone to have the name of the stadium yet. How can we have that, have the 3rd biggest income in sport? I report it again, sport, not football. Yeah. And we can't put together a 30 million deal, let's say 70 million deal to get, what's the other fella's name? He's gone off my head now.
Which one?
The other centre back. Yeah. Are you telling me we really can't put together a deal for that? Oh no! Tell you what, we're waiting to see if we can sell the others and that, and get the money in and that, and then it's all too late, all too done. Back to square one again. Tottenham are a mess.
But Dan, do you know the thing is and it makes me laugh is because unfortunately this is the time now where it makes me laugh because everyone says to me about but we need to this. How can Aston Villa do it? We make more money as a football club than Aston Villa can do it. They go in and buy Pau Torres for 34 million quid. I think they spent 36 on Diaby that came from Leverkusen.
Yep.
I think what we have to do, as I said to you, I'm not one of these, and you guys know this, I say this all the time, I'm not one of these that will sit there and go, we need to be signing £100 million players. No, we're not in that market, but we should be in the market for Van der Ven, Tapsoba. These are players that should be in our market. They're in for example, you wouldn't be shocked if Van der Ven went to Aston Villa. Hear me out. You wouldn't. You'd be like, okay, do you know what? It relatively fits. Or if you went to Brighton, or you could even creep up and go maybe even Newcastle or someone like that. You'd go, okay, I think that's our market right now. We should be in the markets of the Villas. We're not in the Chelsea's, Man United.
No, we're not.
We're not in that. I think, this is where I sit with it. I'm very much, I feel like I'm quite balanced when I talk about it. I don't get angry if we don't sign the elite players because I know where we are in the food chain.
They're out of our level at the moment.
They're out of our level. Agreed. Exactly. They're out of our level. We should be looking further forward. But what we should be doing is we should be looking, going, do you know what? What we can do, we can get a good deal here. Van der Ven, he's the under-21s Dutch captain. Let's get him in. He was at Wolfsburg. He finished 8th in the Bundesliga. There is no way in hell anyone can tell me that we can't get that deal done. There's no excuses. That should have been done. That should have been done weeks ago. Listen, I'll even give a little bit of. I'd understand if it took a little bit of time with Tapsoba. It's a little bit more expensive. We still should have got it done, but I can understand it. I want to see us moving forward, because I think what people do forget when we talk about transfer fees don't happen in one go. We don't put £35 million down on the table and buy a player. It doesn't work like that.
No,
it gets done in a massive package deal, which it starts from.
It has to be paid over their contract,
and then we pay over 3 or 4 years for the rest of it, give or take. I mean, that's how it will work in certain capacities. And big up Phil P, by the way. Dan spot on. Also, patience. We need centre backs for years. We've had Levy for 22 years. How much patience do we have? No, I agree, Phil. We've needed centre backs since we sold Jan and Toby. When we got rid of I'm gonna forget. Jan went first, didn't he? Am I right? Or was it? Yeah, Jan went first. Yeah. And Toby went a year after. As soon as we got rid of Jan Vertonghen, that was the time to go and get 2 centre halves in, because we knew Toby was going to go as well very soon after. I think he stayed a year longer and then we got rid of him. That's when we should have dealt with it properly. But no, we're down this line and still haven't sorted it. It's a problem.
Well, I've got to say as well with Phil P's comment, this is where I start getting really, really, really annoyed when people use this goddamn word patience. How many years do we go? Do we have to go 20 years without a trophy before people go, oh, do you know what? It's 20. It's a nice round up number. Let's do it. Is it 20? How many years of going around in the same goddamn loop do we go and you go, do you know what? My patience has run out. 15 years without a trophy. 15.
Yep.
Out of Europe for the first time in 14, 15 years.
Longest trophy drought in our club's history, by the way.
Lowest league position in recent history. Worst defensive record in recent history. Prices go up. Most expensive prices in Europe. Most expensive kits. Let's have concerts. Let's have boxing. Let's have this, which I'm totally for, but the money goes back into the club. Missing out on central defenders. Captain on the literal heartbeat of the football club. And one of the greatest strikers to play the game, and currently one of the greatest strikers, if not the greatest striker in the world, in limbo. But let's be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be patient.
This is the problem, though. Look, this is the thing is I'm a football fan more than anything else. I don't care necessarily about the finance side. I feel like only at Tottenham we are. So, Evan McKay, the profits are all from other activities. Levy's consistently losing money on the football, hiring and fire managers, buying.
Look,
but this is the thing. But this is the bit here, okay? And this is the bit I agree with you. I agree. But what were we all told? All of us were told that all of the outsourced activities that come into Tottenham was at the benefit of the football club. I'm still waiting for that to happen. And that's the one thing. The one thing that the stadium sold a lot of people. It sold me. I think, Dan, you'll probably agree with me in what I'm going to say here. We were sold that the stadium's going to be built to enhance us and put us into the bigger echelons of football. We're having the same debate with what happened at Arsenal, by the way. Arsenal fans had that sold to them. We're going to be competing with the likes of Bayern Munich. They went and lost, 15-3 to them over 3 games. But this is my point. Listen, I get why fans are like they are, but we're so conditioned, though. Does that make sense? We're conditioned.
Right.
Fans are conditioned.
I've got a point to make here, because this fellow who keeps popping in and saying, but Spurs lost 50 million last year. Right, I'm reading this in front of me, here and now. Tottenham are not just the most profitable club in the Premier League, and this is 2023, by the way. They are the 3rd most profitable sports team in the world, due to the official report. The North London side have amassed a record income earnings before interest of 333 million. Do not sit here and try and come up with poxy little excuses. Oh, he might have lost 50 million for this. The anti-Joshua fights on its own and the concerts make more money than the bloody football do tenfold over. Maybe he did lose 50 million on the bloody football, but he made that, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 6 times over just on the bloody stadium stuff. Do not give me excuses of how he lost a little bit of money on the football side. I couldn't care less.
I just
We've
think
got
at the
money,
moment,
mate.
No, I agree. I agree. I think the problem what we have at the moment, the biggest issue we have, I agree. I think the problem is what we've done here as a football club is we have gone, do you know what? We have been plastered over by Harry Kane. And I say this all the time.
Yeah.
Without Harry Kane, we'd have been in this mess, 4 years ago? Maybe even earlier than that. Harry Kane has done enough to make a facade come out that we're a massive football team. When that's not the case. Brian, jump in, my friend. I feel like you're ready to speak.
I just want to say as well, when it comes to with these loans and debts, people like Dave Whelan at Wigan lent the football club £83 million.
Yeah.
Interest free. And said, pay me back when you can as a football club. Why?
Yeah.
Because he's a lover of the football club.
A director's loan, weren't it?
Exactly.
Wigan,
Joe Lewis and Daniel Levy, who have billions to their name, couldn't say, here you go. I'm not covering it all, but here's the director's loan for whatever amount. We'll work out a payment at 0% interest. No, because it'll be their money. Be their money they're putting in their pocket. Not saying they have to do it. We're all going on about this debt and how it's been refinanced and this and that. Abramovich, again, all right, Abramovich was uber duper wealthy. He wrote off 100 million. 100, but bang, gave money to the bloody UK. Do you know what, this football club has brainwashed so many people that we become literally, I wake up and read the sport pages. A majority now are reading the fucking financial pages.
Yeah.
To see where are we? Oh, what's the index rate? What's this? What?
It's mad, isn't it,
I
nowadays?
don't play Monopoly with my football team.
Brian, do you know what it is?
But
you're actually right. Yeah, go on, carry on.
It just carries on, and now it's let's see how many years can we structure this payment? What's the signing on fee? What's the bonuses? We don't talk about the quality of the player and what he can do for the football team and how he improves the football club. We talk again, as I said before, like he's another asset. And the pounds. You look at football teams. Manchester. I'm going to go on one now. You look at things like Manchester City and other clubs. Forget how rich they are. They will buy someone like Riyad Mahrez or someone at a great 50 million. They will let these players. They bring in the players that will go and win trophy after trophy after trophy after trophy after trophy.
Yeah.
And then when it comes near the end of their contract and they want to move or whatever, they'll go, do you know what? You've done the job for us. Out of respect and everything you've done for us, we'll sort out a deal. We won't put up a blockage in your way. We'll let you go because of everything you've done for us. Whereas we look for the next one and think, okay, if we bring this one cheap, how much can we get for him? Not what can he win for us, not how can he improve us. We look at how much money can we get if we sell this player and he turns out to be good.
Yeah.
Because they're assets. That's all they are.
They hardly ever turn out to be good either, do they?
There we go.
Right, Perch, please put this message on here from Lance Jeffers, please.
Yeah, sure.
Right. You guys can only moan rather than giving any constructive
here we go.
or practical. No, mate, I've got this one.
Go on, bro.
Practical suggestion to improve Spurs. Levy has done more for the club than you guys can ever dream.
Have
Right.
your
Do you know what? I'll make you right. But you got the wrong word there for me, mate. Club.
Oh, sorry.
No. Business. Fair play, Levy. Business side, he's got us up there. Yeah? Business. What are we? A business or a football club? For football club, he has destroyed us. Totally destroyed us.
Do you know
is up there. Look at the other clubs, Perch. Hang on a
Yeah,
second, mate.
I know.
Look at the other clubs, yeah? Every other club is a football club and a business. Chelsea, football club, business. Man U, football club, business. Liverpool, football club, business. We are purely a business. We can moan all we want. Yeah, we can. And we are. Why? Because the football club side has been destroyed. It is not looked after. Only the business is looked after. Do not sit here and preach to me about how Daniel Levy has done wonders for a club. Sorry, mate. I'm going to...
No. Do you know what,
I'm going to answer that as well.
Yeah,
Very quick. And I've had this over and over and over and over and over again. At what point did the Newcastle fans get their Rolodex out and say, oh, let me search for the billionaires that I know to try and get in a brand new owner? Did PSG do that? Did Manchester City do that? When has it become, and here we go, because this is the kind of fans that we now populate, when in God's green earth did it become the fans' job to find owners? Where did it become our responsibility to go, well, let me get the Rolodex out. Let me start canvassing let me go to the headquarters of all these big conglomerates, because they're going to see me and say, oh, hello, can you buy Tottenham Hotspur? Because we don't like our owners.
That's
not how it works.
Me and you would sit there and do it, wouldn't we?
It's not how it works. I don't get, this is what we've become. Oh, so who come? Not one big club that has been bought out, not one set of their fans have gone, oh, let's all get together and canvass the potential owners. No, they protest and get their voices heard to make the blooming noise so clubs come in and get bought. It has never been, it never will be Tottenham Hotspur's responsibility, the fans, to find owners. Without the fans, this club is nothing. Any club is nothing. But yet again, people like this will say that they've done more than anyone. Why are they making the fans pay for us being out of Europe by upping prices?
Brian?
It's just such nonsense.
No. I think you actually made a mistake in what you said.
It's nonsense.
I think you made one mistake in what you said, mate. And this one's going to hurt. The sad thing is about Tottenham is without the fans, the business is still something.
Yeah.
Without the fans, if we totally took the football out of it, okay, they've lost a bit. They'd just rename it from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to whoever bloody buys it.
Dan, I said this ages ago. What's happened is what they've done is they've used the great name of Tottenham Hotspur, and they've franchised it into the biggest conglomerate in this country right now. Whether we like it or not, they don't care.
Not just country.
They don't care about the football that's being put on there. That what they'll do is they'll put more and more and more into it. I said it all along. It's been like that. The stadium is now the force to do it. Sorry, one second. Lance, sorry, what's this? It's not Levy's fault that the Premier League has multiple giant clubs in it because other leagues. But this is excuses.
It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. So when we were at the pinnacle of doing stuff, when we were miles ahead of Liverpool. Yeah. Miles ahead. Liverpool sold Coutinho and reinvested the money in two world-class players. Two world-class players that they needed. Yeah. Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup.
Bang.
Done. Because we bought the two players in. And we spent the money wisely. Oh, we've got to the pinnacle. Let's go 18 months without signing someone. And before you go, that was the stadium. Go check, because Daniel Levy said, and there is articles, the stadium finance is here and has been ring-fenced, so the transfer money that's over here will not be impacted. And
Of
what
course,
happened?
they're different
18 months.
entities, Brian.
The
Brian, they're different
excuses are
entities.
laughable. The excuses and nonsense that people come out with is laughable.
No, Brian,
too many sheep.
sorry, Dan, sorry,
Too
1
many
second, Dan.
sheep. Sorry, mate.
But this is the
Sorry.
problem. This is the problem. What we've got, Brian. We know this. We had this conversation about this. That actually, the stadium and the football club are two separate entities. Yeah, they're owned by Tottenham, and it's all one conglomerate.
No,
but the finances of the stadium are dealt with separately from Tottenham Hotspur, the football club. So whenever people say, "Oh, well, because of the stadium," they're not. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club don't own the stadium. The actual entity, yes, the global club owns it, yes, but it's a separate entity. It's a separate part of the business, so it's dealt with differently. Someone put in there, we're paying 2.5% interest on it, on the repayments of it. There should be no excuses. But this is the problem. Excuses come out and we go through it. And I didn't think this was we're going to have to wrap up in a second. Sorry, Dan, I know you want to jump in a second. I'll let you do that one moment because I want to just finish off. We've got a couple of questions. If there's any questions I've missed, guys, quickly throw them back in. I think I've starred them all. So we'll go through them for you guys because you guys have put them in there kindly. So I'll go through them. Rob C's put, what would you take for Spurs fans to get a breaking point and stop showing up to games? Never mind not spending money on merchandise, food and drink. I've passed that. But this is a key point.
I'll give you that one. It's not about fans. Like I said earlier, it's not about fans. Most people come into London and they think, right, let's go to a game. Take their families.
No, I agree.
It's not about supporters anymore. We will not sell Son. Why will we not sell Son? Because of the major money he brings in from South Korea. And the South Korea fans over here, they don't come over here to see Tottenham. They come over here to see Son.
Yeah.
Again, it's not about the fans anymore. It's a day out for people. It's a day out. The stadium, the thing you do on the bloody roof, everything. When will people stop being sheep and see what this is? The other quick point is two places that the stadium's owned separate, yeah? And the income and everything else. But Perch, the income still comes under us as a football club. Of course. So it covers everything else and we wouldn't get in no FFP trouble as well. It's business. When don't people get it?
Yeah.
I'll just very quickly add on that, Perchy. Listen, Robert, unfortunately, we're at a time right now with this cost of living crisis where even if people did want to boycott the game, loads of people aren't in a position to say, I can't leave the seat unattended.
Yeah.
They just can't. And that's through no fault of their own. And they will rightly put their ticket up for grabs because they need the return.
Money back.
Because they simply cannot afford to do it. But what they need to do is start showing up at the protests that are coming back in force and lend the support outside there. This is the problem we have with this cost of living crisis.
Yeah, you're spot on, and I'll just finish on that. The point for me, I've always said, you're not going to end up. People are still going to turn up, whether it's there or not. I've said this all along. Just to sort of echo what Dan's saying. The biggest key one here is that football is changing. It's becoming a day out over. You're going to go and watch football with your mates. It's become a day out. You take your family and your kids there. So whether you like it or not, that will be filled up. I'll answer this one quickly from Juicy. Big up, Juicy. Should Spurs be scouting the lower leagues and trying to pick up Quilez? I know what you're doing. He's a Deportivo player. He's an absolute star in my football manager. That's what you said it. Yeah, I'd have him in. He'd go and score bags loads. Big up. I didn't mean to start that one. Yeah, but people don't understand that finance, a loss is on previous year's profits. We're not making 50 million. Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Yeah, it's profit and loss and stuff is all slightly different. And big up, Aaron. We're going to just wrap this up on this. Will Levy get in long lane, toss in and pocket the money and saves on Raya? Do you know what it is? It's not necessarily that Daniel Levy pockets it. What it is he gets paid enough money, but he needs to be servicing this football club properly. I think we're going to be in a serious problem. I agree. I think probably echo it. I have to wrap up because we are a little bit over.
Go for God, mate.
Let me just say one thing very quickly. I just want to respond to Lance's one thing. Just want to very, very quickly, and then I'll do my normal sign-off. Lance, listen, You say you support Spurs because it's in your blood. It's in all of our blood. It's all in all of our blood. And the people that protest want change because it is in our blood, and we don't accept this. We've grown up with it being told from grandparents, parents, aunties, uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers, friends, work colleagues about the glory.
Yeah.
And we want to get back there and compete. So it's in everyone's goddamn blood. Everyone wants a successful Tottenham. It's just how we get there. And on that note, and as always, Levy out.
And before we do this, I was to say, guys, if you're in here and you haven't, smash the like button. Let's get this over 100 likes, and we'll share it all out and push it out to more people. Listen, much love, Dan. Thank you for coming on. Brian, also
thanks for letting me on
as well. I think I got that the wrong way around, but anyway. But yeah, no, thanks guys for coming on. It's been a pleasure. That was good. Just letting a bit of vent out. And guys, if you haven't, please subscribe. Go and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. Go and subscribe. And Dan, you're getting pushed into making a channel soon. I feel like you're going to have a channel before the start of the season. Everyone loves it. But listen, guys, thanks for coming on as always. We'll be back again tomorrow for the same. Probably. Will we sign a centre half by then? Probably not. On that note, guys, thank you very much. Peace out, guys.